If you're stuck in a creative block and you struggle with getting new ideas, you need to start implementing these things into your life. These things are so simple yet so overlooked, and is what has helped me gain the ability to attract new ideas without even trying and get higher quality ideas that I work with. And this is not applied only in artwork, but it can be applied in any single industry because every single industry needs creativity. I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Let's get straight to the first one. And the first one is to go on more walks, preferably outside. I don't really like to walk inside on the treadmill to gain more ideas. I do it for working out. Want to come with a notes app or a note-taking device. It can be your notebook, journal, whatever. Anything to write down all of your thoughts in. And every single thought that you get, you want to write it down. It doesn't matter what it is, you want to write it down. And what going on a walk does is it opens up your mind, because walking is an activity that doesn't require much effort. It just requires as much effort just to get the blood pumping, but it's not as hard as a run or a workout where you use most of your brain power towards doing that activity. Walking is that perfect middle ground where it's a movement that we don't require much thought into, and it's pretty meditative because it's a repetitive movement. And this allows us to use that brain power towards coming up with new ideas. And when you write down those ideas that come into your head, you're gonna get a better sense of direction. Say you start off the walk with the wanting of new recipes to make, and you would write that down in your notes app or in your journal. I want to come up with new ideas for a recipe. And while you're on that walk, you're gonna get new ideas that pop up into your head, and you want to write down every single one of them. And I'd say on average for me, if I go on a 30-minute walk, I get about 20 new ideas, and they're all different ideas. And this will give you a better sense of direction of where to move. Now, it's not going to give you the perfect solution. Sometimes it will, but it's not going to give you the perfect solution, but it's going to give you things to work with so you can get to that perfect solution. We're meant to be in nature. We're not supposed to be in a box for our whole lives. We're not supposed to be in secluded walls. We're supposed to be outside because nature has creative energy. And when we're in nature, we are more creative, we're more lively, we think brighter thoughts, we're happier. So surrounding yourself in an environment like that is going to give you better quality thoughts. It's going to give you better mental clarity. When you do that, you're going to gain a lot new insights that you've never thought of before. When you just allow your mind to roam freely instead of keeping it trapped in its normal state of mind. Do your brainstorming in the morning right after you wake up, because in the morning is when we have the most brain power, and it's when we are able to think at our highest ability. When we're able to think at our highest ability is in the morning, and we have the most brain power in the morning. When you use that right away towards your hard tasks, such as coming up with new thoughts, coming up with new ideas to work with, then you're gonna get higher quality ones, you're gonna get better ones, and it's gonna require you less effort because you're not doing it at night when you're about to go to sleep and you're just trying to get through with it so that you can go and enjoy your rest. And also in the morning, that's the time when we haven't eaten, and as you might know, carbs actually slow down your brain processing, and especially sugars as well. They slow down your brain. This goes back to historic times when people had to hunt for the food, and you had to be sharp in your mind in order to actually acquire food. Gonna make you do higher and better quality work, and you're gonna come up with even better ideas. So that's why I like to do all of my brainstorming in the morning, and I like to tie this along with going on walks. And the next step is to fix up the food that you're eating. You don't want to be eating chips and popcorn and cupcakes because it's going to give you brain fog, and there's a direct correlation with the foods that you eat and the thoughts that you get, because that is fueling up your brain. Your brain is getting powered up by the foods that you're eating. So you want to limit the ability for it to think bad thoughts and bad quality thoughts by powering it up with the highest grade gasoline that you can get. And that highest grade gasoline is going to be fruits and vegetables. It's going to be foods full in grains, good foods that will actually help you feel better instead of making you feel bad and trashy after you eat it. The next thing is to do free-minded writing. And I really like to do this one because it's when you go on a Google Doc or a Word document and you start off with the idea that you get. It's kind of like the walking example that I gave. You start off with what you want to get out of it. Say you want to come up with new places to take your pet dog. So you're gonna type in, I want to come up with new ideas to take my pet dog. And you're gonna keep on writing. You're just gonna extract everything in your mind onto the paper. You're not gonna let go of the keyboard for the next 10 minutes. And anything that comes to your mind, you're just gonna type it down. It doesn't matter if you're typing H. If you can't come up with anything, or keep on typing, I don't know what to talk about, you're gonna come up with new ideas, and you're actually gonna get a better sense of direction because you're extracting everything in your brain onto the paper. And sometimes we might have the thought in our heads, but we just can't focus on it. So this will actually extract it and actually bring it to the forefront of your brain so that you can actually get a better answer. I like to do this one a lot when I'm coming up with a new video idea or coming up with a new paper idea to write, because it's so effective in just getting all of your thoughts on paper. Sometimes we need stuff to work with to come up with something good, and having stuff to work with is better than having nothing to work with at all, just trying to get the best thing that we possibly can and run with it. You just need stuff to work with, and then you eventually mold it and you sculpt it into a statue, something good. Next thing a lot of you guys really just need to hear, you need to allow yourself to get bored. It feels like a lot of us are afraid to get bored now. It's not that scary. We're always distracting ourselves, scrolling, watching YouTube, watching Netflix, watching this, just pointless stuff that isn't even educating us in any sense. And how do you expect to come up with new ideas if you're always distracting yourself with another person's ideas? It doesn't make sense. So when was the last time that you just sat down in your bed, outside, or in a room, and you just allowed yourself to get bored and allowed yourself to think just freely? Because that is how you will gain new thoughts, you'll gain new insights, and all of these things in your mind are just gonna start flowing around, and you can't just try to quiet it down every single time, because those thoughts might actually help you out in a way that you never knew that it could. For those who don't want to let go of social media or don't want to let go of that, scroll consciously and see what the people are doing and see how you can change it up yourself, because you don't want to exactly copy what they're doing. You want to come up with new ways how you can do it yourself and apply it to your own social medias, apply it to your own writing, apply it to your own artwork, anything. And you'll actually come up with even more ideas after you do that. You might take some aspects from theirs, some aspects from a different person's one, and you'll create your own thing. And the next one is so simple yet so overlooked. You need to get more sleep. Get more sleep at night. If you're not getting 8 hours, not getting 7 hours, you need to get more sleep. And this is because of the amount of brain power that you have in the morning. You're limiting yourself because you do not have a full night's rest. And without a full night's rest, you're not gonna have as much energy to use towards coming up with new thoughts. And if you only sleep for 3 hours, how do you expect to come up with a new idea that's actually gonna be a good one? You're not gonna come up with a good one because you're using too much energy throughout the day and you're not replenishing yourself. And giving yourself what your body actually needs. And now this one is to clean your room. You want to clean your room. You don't want to be in a cluttered space, because having a cluttered space is only going to give you distractions. And when you're in a creative flow, the last thing that you want is distractions taking you out of it, because when you're out of it, it's hard to get back in. So make your bed, clean your room, clean up stuff on the floor, clean up your desk, anything that it takes. You want to have a clear space, because if you don't have a clear space, you won't have a clear mind. This is something that I do myself. I don't like to be in a dirty space when I'm coming up with new ideas. I actually don't even spend much time at all in my room when I'm coming up with new ideas. I like to spend a lot of time outside, going on walks, coming up with these ideas, because we're not meant to be inside of such a secluded space our whole lives. Being in a secluded space is only going to give you secluded ideas. So going outside, going in nature, going on walks, actually moving, writing down everything that you have in your mind, just extracting it, is going to give you the best quality of ideas to work with. Whether this is for your new paper, new painting, new business idea, doesn't matter. You need to come up with new ideas, and you need to get good quality ones. So you need to start tweaking these little things in your life, and they're so simple, yet a lot of us are not doing it. So you need somebody to remind you, and I'm going to be the one to remind you that you need to do these things, because it's also going to build up to better health in your life. It's going to give you a better quality of life as well. Those are some ways how you can come up with new ideas to work with if you're struggling in a creative block and you're struggling with being creative overall. Start implementing these things. It doesn't have to be all at once, but you can start implementing little things but you can start implementing little things one by one. Every single day you start doing a different one. You say, okay, today I'm gonna go on a walk. Okay, today I'm gonna go and I'm gonna start doing the free mind writing. Today I'm actually gonna allow myself to get bored. Doing those things is actually gonna help you out, and not everything is gonna work for everybody. You just need to find what works best for you. And I've found that these things have worked best for me, and they're backed by science and they're backed by me. So I'm only gonna push out something that I know actually works. Okay, so recap. First thing, go on more walks. Next thing, do more brainstorming in the morning before you have eaten carbs or sugars. Next thing, fix up the food that you eat because it gives you brain fog. All right. Next thing, free-minded writing. Don't let go of the keyboard for 5-10 minutes. Allow yourself to extract all of your thoughts and put it onto the paper. Next thing, you need to allow yourself to get bored. Allow yourself to get bored. Now, scroll on social media consciously, if you don't want to let go of it. Next thing, get plenty of sleep at night to replenish your amount of brain power that you have. And lastly is to clean your room to minimize the amount of distractions that you get. Now, if you implement these things into your life, you're going to see that the quality of the ideas that you get and how fast you attract new ideas into your life is going to greatly increase. And with that, I want to thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one.